What's up, everybody? Andrew Mahone here with Tricky Jim at Full Grip Games, and I am live right now, except not here. This is a pre-recorded video to explain that I am live on Twitch right now, giving away 2 booster boxes of Darkness Ablaze, as well as 200 Darkness Ablaze PTCGO codes to celebrate the set drop of Darkness Ablaze on the Pokemon Trading Card Game Online. It should be a ton of fun. You don't want to miss out, so make sure to check out the Twitch stream, twitch.tv/TrickyJim, where we're going to be streaming brand new decks from Darkness Ablaze all day. For this video, we are going to be taking a look at post-rotation team up through Darkness Ablaze Zacian V, Arceus Dialga, and Palkia. Love it or hate it, this deck is a powerhouse in our post-rotation format and only gets better with the release of Darkness Ablaze. So whether you want to be the best Arceus Dialga, Palkia, Zacian V player you can be, or you want to figure out how to beat it, this deck list video should help you on your quest. Let's take a look. With Jirachi Prism Star rotating out of standard format, Arceus Dialga and Palkia GX is free to reclaim its position as the best partner for Zacian V. Yay! With its Altered Creation GX attack. For 1 metal energy, it makes it so that your Pokemon's attacks do 30 more damage to the defending Pokemon for the rest of the game. If you have an extra water energy attached in addition to the metal energy, you're going to be taking a bonus prize every time you take prizes, which means that you can knock out things like Dedenne GX and take 3 prizes instead of 2. You can knock out Crobat Vs and take 3 prizes instead of 2. Conveniently, Ultimate Ray for just 1 more energy after you Alter Creation GX for 2 deals 150 damage, 180 damage after the Altered Creation, and allows you to search for 3 basic energy cards from your deck and attach them to your Pokemon in any way you like, conveniently knocking out the likes of Crobat V with its Night Asset ability, one of the most powerful and popular new cards out of Darkness Ablaze. A lot of times you can set up checkmate scenarios with your ADP by using Ultimate Ray to knock out a Crobat V, get some energy into play on your Zacian V, and then you just are a boss's orders away from game, usually knocking out some other 2-prize Pokemon for 3 prizes instead of 2. So Arceus Dialga and Palkia is so good because it shortens the length of the game in your favor. You only need to knock out 2 Pokemon after an Alter Creation GX that are worth 2 prizes. You only need to knock out 3 Pokemon that are worth 1 prize. So you can very easily have 3-turn games, 4-turn games with your ADP Zacian deck, which is the whole point. Now, to back up the Arceus Dialga and Palkia, we've got Zacian V, who is arguably one of the best attackers ever printed in the history of the Pokemon Trading Card Game. With 220 HP, it's only worth 2 prizes, has the amazing Intrepid Sword ability, which allows you to look at the top 3 cards of your deck, attach any metal energy you find there, and then just keep the rest, because why not? And then Brave Blade does 230 damage, 260 damage after an Altered Creation GX, with the downside of not being able to attack the following turn, but we've got enough switches and air balloons in the deck to make sure that we will always be able to Brave Blade on back-to-back turns. And with Turbo Patch in the deck, as well as Metal Saucer, you can even just retreat the Zacian and not feel that bad about it, because it's only got a retreat of 2. We've got plenty of saucers and patches in the deck to be able to recoup that energy that we lose from retreating the hard way. Zamazenta V is in the deck as well because of its Dauntless Shield ability, which prevents all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from your opponent's Pokemon VMAX. And with Pokemon VMAX getting more and more popular, especially Scorch VMAX, which does 1-hit KO all of our nice little metal Pokemon in this deck, having a Pokemon that can completely wall off Pokemon VMAX is very good. Assault Tackle doesn't deal a lot of damage, 130 damage after an Alter Creation's 160, and you get to discard a special energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. I found the Zamazenta V to be situationally useful against Eternatus VMAX on some turns. If you don't have that game-winning boss's orders in your hand, you can just go up with the Zamazenta V and force a 2-hit KO on an Eternatus by softening it up first with Assault Tackle. And speaking of fire decks, we do play 1 copy of Milotic V in the deck for its Aqua Impact attack for 1 water and 2 colorless. It does 10 damage plus 50 more damage for each colorless in your opponent's active Pokemon's retreat cost, allowing you to 1-hit KO a Scorch VMAX after you've used Alter Creation GX. It also conveniently 1-hit KOs Heatran GX. There's lots of fire Pokemon you're going to be 1-hit KOing with Aqua Impact, and since it only costs 1 water energy, it's pretty easy to power up. Also, with Turbo Patch in the deck now, it's much easier to get auxiliary attackers like your Milotic V juiced up and ready to go. So I do like the Milotic V in here just to give you some type coverage against fire decks, especially since we no longer have Metal Frying Pan in our upcoming Team Up Through Darkness Ablaze standard format. And then we do play the 1 copy of Duraludon Pokemon in the deck for its Power Beam attack. After an Alter Creation, you're dealing 140 damage, which is perfect numbers, to one-hit KO Decidueye. So now we have an out to Decidueye in the deck, and we don't really lose that because usually you just Alter Creation, and you only need to knock out maybe one Decidueye, two Decidueyes with the Duraludon, and then you can knock out a, stray Rowlet or something with a Zacian, and that's it. Three knockouts and you win the game because Alter Creation GX just shortens the life of the game. And then to back up these guys, we've got 2 copies of Dedenne GX and a Crobat V with the Night Asset ability, one of the best new cards out of Darkness Ablaze. And then the Dedenne GX, obviously Data Change is favored over Crobat V in this deck since we want to get energy into the discard pile for our Metal Saucers and our Turbo Patches to be able to flood the field with energy and announce really powerful attacks very quickly. Checking out the supporters, you can see we play all of the best ones. We've got 4 copies of Professor's Research. Discard your hand, draw 7. Absolutely phenomenal in this deck since we want to get energy into the discard pile for our Metal Saucers and our Turbo Patches. Professor's Research just allows you to see so many cards out of your deck. You have to play 4 of them. And then 4 copies of Marnie gives us the option to not only see 5 new cards off the top of our deck and preserve some resources by putting them onto the bottom of our deck, but also Disruption. If you're Marnieing every turn, you're limiting your opponent to a 4-card hand, giving you more time to set up your Alter Creation GX, and then also giving you time to get energy onto your Zacian V so that you can Boss's Orders a couple of times and just seal the game away. We do play 3 copies of Boss's Orders in the deck, and I do have 1 Great Catcher in the deck as well. You could play 4 copies of Boss's Orders, which is totally fine. You could play 3 copies of Boss's Orders and replace the Great Catcher with an Eldegoss V. Eldegoss V is one of those cards like the 61st card in the deck right now. I'm trying out 2 big charms in the deck instead. I do think that Eldegoss V could be a valid card in this deck as well, though since you really want to have access to that Boss's Orders when it is time to play Boss's Orders, since you're going to want to KO those Pokemon that are within your damage cap range to take those bonus prizes and end the game as quickly as possible. You definitely want at least 4 Gust options in the deck, since after you Alter Creation GX, you're going to be looking to Gust almost every single turn, so Eldegoss could be a good inclusion in the list as well. Checking out the items here, you can see this list is built for speed and consistency. We have 4 copies of Quick Ball and 2 copies of Cherish Ball to help us search out our Pokemon. Cherish Ball is a really good supplement to Quick Ball because it can search out Arceus Dialga and Palkia GX so that you can get an energy dropped onto it on the first turn of the game. And it also searches out Dedenne GX, which is a consistency card so you can ditch your hand and draw 6 new cards. Quick Ball similarly will get all of the Pokemon in your deck. We don't have any evolution cards in the deck. They're all basic Pokemon, so Quick Ball is phenomenal. Not only does it get your basic Pokemon out of the deck and into your hand, it also allows you to discard a card from your hand, which can be very good for powering up Metal Saucer and Turbo Patch. And one of the coolest things about having access to Turbo Patch is that you get to accelerate an energy from the discard pile. It doesn't have to go to the bench like Metal Saucer. It can go straight to the active, which is awesome. But also having Turbo Patch in the deck means that we don't really worry too much about discarding Metal Saucers like we used to. With only 4 Metal Saucer in the deck, you had to really value each of those as a energy acceleration option. But now that we have 7 energy acceleration item cards in the deck, if you let a Metal Saucer go, it's no problem. There's Turbo Patches in the deck to make up the difference. So I really like having the 7 energy acceleration items in the deck. I tried 4 Turbo Patch, felt like it was more than I needed, but 7 has been a very good number for us so far. With 3 copies of Switch and 2 Air Balloon, you want to ensure that you're always able to Brave Blade back-to-back turns, with the downside of Brave Blade being that you cannot use Brave Blade during your next turn. If you switch the Zacian to the bench, all the effects from the attack go away, including that downside from Brave Blade. So Air Balloon can allow you to just pivot into somebody else after you Brave Blade. It can also allow you to get a Zacian out of the active so that you can Alter Creation GX early. You definitely want to have at least 5 switch outs in the deck so that you can get the ADP into the active position early for an Alter Creation GX, and so that you can use Brave Blade on back-to-back turns. Speaking of using Alter Creation GX early, the 7 Patch Saucer combo definitely helps with getting an early Alter Creation GX. Of course, you cannot Turbo Patch or Metal Saucer onto an Arceus Dialga and Palkia GX, but it is no matter. We have got 3 copies of Energy Switch in the deck. So even if you accelerate an energy into play with Intrepid Sword or whatever, you can switch those energies off the Zacian on a later turn and go in for a surprise Alter Creation GX out of nowhere. I definitely love having access to the 3 Energy Switch in the deck. Having Great Catcher is really good as well, since a lot of times you're going to want to to take out Dedenne GX for 3 prizes. It's like one of your favorite things to do with this deck. So Great Catcher is nice just to be able to use a gust effect on a Dedenne GX on the fly. But like I said, if you're looking for a card to substitute for Eldegoss V, you could either take out the Great Catcher or one of these 2 Big Charms. I do like Big Charm in the deck. Big Charm is valuable for preventing your Arceus Dialga and Palkia GX from easily getting knocked out by Eternatus VMAX. Eternatus VMAX caps out at 270 damage, but with Galarian Zigzagoon, it can ping additional damage counters with its Headbutt Tantrum ability. Big Charm can help get your Arceus Dialga and Palkia GX out of that KO range, giving your Arceus Dialga and Palkia GX a hefty 310 HP. So Big Charm is valuable for that. It's also valuable for giving your Zacian Vs just a little bit more HP so they don't get one-hit KO'd by Volcanion. Getting high heat blasted is really bad for your Zacian Vs. And with Metal Frying Pan rotated out of standard format, you're going to want something there to take the place. Now, you could play Toughness Cape. Toughness Cape gives your non-GX basic Pokemon plus 50 HP, which is a ton. Giving your Zacian Vs plus 50 HP is absolutely gnarly, but you can't put it on your Arceus Dialga and Palkia GX, and I do feel like Arceus Dialga and Palkia wants a little bit of HP boost to help keep it out of range of that Eternatus VMAX, but these Big Charms could easily go for Toughness Capes as well, and Toughness Cape does actually fix Sun Math. It keeps your Zacian Vs out of KO range of Heatran GX Steaming Stomp, so that's relevant. You're going to live with 10 HP if you've got a Toughness Cape on and you get Steaming Stomped, so that's pretty busted. And then we do play 1 copy of Chaotic Swell in the deck just to try and negate any other harmful stadiums that your opponent might be playing. Having the 1 Chaotic Swell is certainly very good, especially for taking out pesky stadium Prism Stars like Black Market Prism Star. Finally, for the energy, we play 4 copies of Water and 9 copies of Metal Energy. Previous lists used to play much less, only 2 copies of Water and maybe 8 Metal was the norm, but I feel like with more item-based energy acceleration in the deck in the form of Turbo Patch, you want to have more actual basic energy in the list so that you can more easily get it into the discard pile to take advantage of the 7 item-based energy acceleration cards that we have in the deck now. Also, with Order Pad rotating out of standard format, you don't really have that item-based search anymore, so Energy Spinner is not as good as it used to be. It's better if you play Jirachi in your list, but since this list doesn't play Jirachi, you actually just want to play more copies of Water Energy. Especially getting the Water Energy into the discard pile is not even bad now, since you can Turbo Patch it onto a Milotic V. So I found that 4 copies of Water Energy is very good. 9 copies of Metal is going to allow you to hit off of Intrepid Sword a little bit more often than you may have used to. Also, getting the energy, like I said, into the discard pile early off of Dedenne GX or Research or Quick Ball, whatever, is going to allow you to accelerate that energy into play faster, which is going to overall boost the consistency with which that you are able to get a turn 1 or turn 2 Altered Creation GX. And that's it for my new and updated Team Up Through Darkness Ablaze ADP Zacian deck. Let me know what you think of the list in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching the video. Make sure to like the video, sub to the channel, ring that bell. Check out the Twitch channel, twitch.tv/TrickyJim, where I am live right now, if it's Thursday, August the 13th, giving away 2 booster boxes of Darkness Ablaze, as well as 200 Darkness Ablaze PTCGO codes. If you're looking for the best trading card game singles, make sure to check out FullGripGames.com for all your TCG singles needs. Also, if you're looking to sell cards, make sure to check out Full Grip Games Buy List. We are always buying bulk and singles. We even trade bulk for booster boxes, all on the Full Grip Games Buy List. I got a nice little video explaining how to do just that. It really is pretty simple. You just fill out the buy list with the cards you want to sell us. You send us the cards, we send you the cash. That's it for the video. Y'all take it easy and have a great day, and I'll catch you later. Peace.